On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me two turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree.
Okay, let's start by pouring our milk into our pan. Then we'll add our sugar and our cocoa powder. Then we'll mix this together.
On the fourth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me four calling birds, three French hens, two turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the fifth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me five golden rings, four calling birds, three French hens, two turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Now let's move on to our next step. Okay, now let's turn on the heat on low and stir occasionally to make sure it doesn't burn. And I'll be back to show you the next step. Okay, now let's take our hot chocolate out of our pan and pour it into our mug just like this.
Five golden rings, four calling birds, three French hens, two turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
And I'll show you the finished product.
Christmas, my true love gave to me.
This is our finished product.
Maids a milking, seven swans a swimming, six geese a laying, five golden rings, four calling birds, three French hens.
Okay, let's put our cocoa powder, our sugar, and our dry milk into our coffee maker. And now let's move on to our next step. Okay, now let's pour our water into the back of our coffee maker, just like this. Now let's move on to our next step. Okay, now let's put our coffee pot under our coffee maker. And now let's start our coffee machine on brew now and regular. Now let's move on to our next step. Let's mix this together just like this. And now let's pour it into our mug like this. I'll be back to show you the finished product. This is our finished product. Okay, let's start by pouring our milk into our mug, just like this. Now let's move on to our next step. Okay, now let's put our mug into our microwave. Let's microwave it for 60 seconds on high. Now let's move on to our next step. Okay, now let's add our sugar and our cocoa powder. Now let's mix this with a fork, just like this. I'll be back to show you the finished product. This is our finished product.
Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree, thy leaves are so unchanging. Not only green when summer's here, but also wet under the